Hey, my creative friends. I always say it is Shannon from Shannon Studio. No, I am Shannon from Shannon Studio. And we are here to talk about a creative lifestyle, creativity tips. So that's what we do here. And so far I've been here every day. And that's my goal for this year. Every day to bring something useful to you, useful to me. It makes me think about things differently. So yes, and I was frustrated yesterday, short video yesterday, but got my website up, got the bookshelf fixed, got some picture things. I mean, it's been a much more productive day. And, sometimes you just gotta, like last night when I was working on my website after the video, it was like, I think I just gotta leave it. I just gotta back away, just kind of, and I have to show you my little making sure, just back away. And then I went back to it today, and it took like 2 tries, and my website was fixed. I'm like, how does that happen? Anyways, yes, they're just challenges to overcome. Hey, Trisha. Yes, thank you, Trisha. It was a good day. And are you still in Las Vegas, or are you back home? Okay, we're going to talk about some things today, which is really interesting to me because maybe it's just because sometimes I don't know the topic. I was going to say, maybe it's just because the topic comes up that all these things start falling into place for me. But that's not it, because sometimes I don't know the topic. Sometimes it's the things that are falling into place that I hear similar things from different places. And then it's like, oh, I want to talk about that. And so that's kind of the way this topic happened. So, Trisha says, home, Koi had word conferences starting Sunday. Yes, you little religious fanatics. That's what we used to call ourselves. We're religious fanatics. We just are serving. Our world revolves around service and church and stuff. So, yes. Good for you, guys. So, the topic for tonight. It started last week when I went out with a gal. And she was living on her savings, and very interesting person. Living on her savings though, and she was really starting to get concerned because she'd been living out of her savings for a while, making a little bit of money, but dipping into her savings like she didn't want to have to. And she was talking about, what am I going to do? And she's invested some time in this thing she's doing. And then she said something about, well, I would change, but I'm too old for that. And I'm thinking, it just stuck with me. Like, I'm too old for that. I don't know. When is too old to change? I don't know. Or too old to not change. So that was interesting last week. And then this week I was on this class I told you I'm taking, and the gal said that she really, first off, she really believed that this was going to be the year of the late bloomers. So I thought that was interesting, year of the late bloomers, because she's working with a lot of women over 50 and who are doing things differently, just shaking it up and doing things differently. And then I got an email from the owner of the rental we have, and he was telling me how proud he was of his sister because his sister switched careers at 50. She just turned 50, or she's going to turn 50 in a few days. And she just switched careers. She changed career paths, and then now she's going to be the first embassy secretary. I won't say where, but she's going to be the first embassy secretary. Applied for a job that was very competitive, and she got it. And he was just thrilled for her, thrilled that she was doing this at the age of 50. So, that just really started me thinking about things. And I thought about myself. I mean, I went back to school when I was 38. We had 8 kids. Trisha knows all about this. Have 8 kids. The youngest one's 6 months and the oldest one's 15. And we are serving in church. We're putting 1,400 square feet onto our house. I don't remember how much. We are doing an addition at our house. My husband's serving as a bishop in our congregation. I mean, I'm in the youth program with the women, and yes, Trisha says, I sure do. You were driven. So it was this craziness that went on at this point in time, but the craziness went on, but I never thought I was too old. And so it's interesting to me to hear women say I'm too old. So then today, when my father remarried, and his wife's name is Jerry. And Jerry is a fantastic person. Fantastic. Very selfless, very caring, very uniting. She's just this fantastic person. So she has, one of her life experiences is that she was raising her own family when her husband's grandmother started to get Alzheimer's. And they took her in and thought that she was only gonna, she'll pass away in only a couple months, but it lasted 12 years. And I remember Jerry talking about this little stories, and then she said she was gonna write a book. Now, Jerry's older than I am. I'm 57, and I know she's in her 60s. Yeah, she's in her 60s. So I'm going, if she took this, I'm too old to write a book. Now, so she's written this book, and it came out today. It's on Kindle. It's called, oh man, you would think that I had the title down, and nope, I don't have the title down. Isn't that clever of me? I will try to get it and get the title. Okay, but it's Grama's Buttons by Geralyn Olayan, Olayan. Grama's Buttons. So I just skimmed through it. I've heard stories, but I've just skimmed through it today as I had time. And it was it's a story about their journey through Alzheimer's. So they had her for many years, and her kids grew up with her, and just the whole experience of going through life and what it's really like. It's real experiences and real challenges. I mean, because this is something that they had no idea how to get through. And as I read it, I cried, and I was just like, but then, sweetness came over, these sweet moments. I mean, one of the experiences of Grandma's Mary's sister died, and they didn't want to tell her, but then there was a sweet experience that happened with that. But then there's the other side of things, where the hallucinations and the realness of that, and how do you respond, and then they, their journey through responding not well, and then figuring it out, and then just this, the hallucinations getting, they're terrible and terrifying, and then they become a little more pleasant, and just these stories of this journey. And I was I know her, so it was even more moving to me, but it's pretty heartfelt. And with so many people having this disease, it's a great window in that she offers to us. And I just think about, reading through all this, what if she had decided she was too old to do this? We wouldn't have these stories. And I know Alan's grandmother has Alzheimer's, and I remember we had her for just a week. I mean, we'd see her at family gatherings, and at one point she thought Alan was her boyfriend, and told us we ought to just dump him because he was no good, because Alan told him I'm married to her. And so then then it was, so I mean, we've had experience with that. So Alan's grandmother, his mother now, and so it's, a lot of families have this, and so I had never been around it that much. So to read these things, it's just been, it's a very good book. And here's one part of it that I'm going to read to you about it. It says, many days I doubted that I was qualified to care for Mary. I was not a trained nurse, and I knew so little about nutrition. At the end of the day, when all was said and done, all I knew for sure was that I could give her love. That was my qualification. I wanted her. I knew my family wanted her. I knew that our home was the best place for her, and I knew that was the best arrangement for us. Nevertheless, I often doubted myself. So really, I mean, you learn about the 7 stages of Alzheimer's. You hear real life stories, the experiences that she and her family grew up with and through. But this is a love story. It's a love story about loving family and loving those in your family. And it comes through with her kids, and it comes through, it just comes through. And so on Kindle, it's $1, and on hard or paperback, I think it's like $13. So Grandma's Buttons, Geralyn, Geralyn. We call her Jerry. Olayan, Olayan. So great book. And it just goes back to, I think we limit ourselves when we say, I'm too old. I don't know why, because we're at a point where we have so much life experience that is valuable, that we're actually have life experience that's valuable now. So why not share it? Why not see how you can be an influence to people, to help people? Her book's going to help people. My landlord, my owner of the rental we have, his sister's going to help people. I mean, we have opportunity, and it's at a point in time in our lives where we don't have children usually. We have more resources, we have more time and more experience. So do not let that I'm too old be part of your vocabulary. Let this be the year of the late bloomer for you. Or encourage those around you if you are not a late bloomer. Anyways, I think that's it for today. So remember, you have a creative heartbeat. Listen for it, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.